Welcome back to the 2016-2017 NBA preview. Today we are covering the 23rd ranked team, the Denver Nuggets. My name is Joshua Envyerz, and with me today, like usual,
how's it going, guys? It's the king of the fourth quarter here. Welcome back to the NBA preview.
The Denver Nuggets. This one should be a good episode because I absolutely have no idea if I rank this Denver Nuggets team too low or too high.
Yeah, I mean, they have a bunch of question marks. Them being so young, you can see the promise in their roster, but you really can't tell if it's enough to be good or just still another year of them being pretty bad.
Now, last year, they won 33 games, lost 49. I feel like they got better this year, but at the same time, this ranking doesn't show that. And I feel like a lot of people are going to say otherwise. This Nuggets team will be a sleeper or it will be one of the worst teams in the league. A lot of these dudes on the come up are young players. The emergence of Nikola Jokic last season and then his play in the Olympics, he's showing that he's a quality big man.
Yeah, he was a surprise. I mean, I didn't get to watch the Denver Nuggets much during the regular season, but during the Olympics when they played against Team USA for the first time, he was dominating. And I was like, why didn't I notice this during the regular season? I know he finished third.
Boogie could not start or stop him.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, you think of Boogie of being one of the most dominant guys in the league as far as big man, and Nikola was out there bodying him. But I know he finished third in Rookie of the Year voting. But again, I didn't really get to see him play until the Olympics, and I was impressed.
But the biggest thing is with this Denver Nuggets team is Wilson Chandler. He is coming back from injury, missed the entirety of last season. And with Wilson Chandler and Danilo Gallinari, you just don't know what you're going to get with these two. Gallinari really hasn't played an 82-game season in his entire career. And Wilson Chandler as well. He's always kind of been injured for the past few years now. So this is why I feel like this is a safe bet for this Denver Nuggets team, because you just don't know with Danilo Gallinari, Wilson Chandler, the rumors of Kenneth Faried, and it's a very young team too.
Yeah, it definitely is. I think they hit the jackpot in this year's draft too. I guess we'll talk about that in a minute.
Before we move on though, I would like to say this. This team could be where we have them right now, 23, or I feel like they could be all the way up to 16.
Okay.
I was really contemplating whether or not if I should put them ahead of some of the teams that are up next. I believe they were the 22nd team in the league last season. I don't see this team regressing, but I feel like this is a perfect spot for them just because I personally don't know what this team is going to accomplish. This team got better.
Wow, okay. You saying all that's kind of making me think now. So all the way up to 16. Wow.
Yeah, I feel like this team could be in the playoffs.
Huh, that's a good one. I mean, I'm thinking about their roster, trying to figure out what holes they have and if those holes are big enough to prevent them from being good. All the way up to 16 and making the playoffs. That's a good one. I don't know what to say about that, just because, I mean, I guess it's definitely possible because they do have the pieces. They're still young, but the young players that they do have proven to be at least solid. Emmanuel Mudiay, hopefully he progresses this year, and he's
turned over the ball a lot last season.
Yeah, and hopefully he's under control more. I mean, NBA pace is always tough for people, but all the way to 16. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, Will Barton, Wilson Chandler, Danilo Gallinari, Faried, Jokic, like, this team looks nice on paper, but the thing is, the teams that we have ahead of them have a superstar of some kind, which we feel like can will teams. And teams like the Denver Nuggets, who have no one guy, can't really do much.
Yeah, I mean, of course, this league is definitely a superstar league. If you think about the past couple finals, what team has won the finals without having a superstar? Like, it just doesn't happen in this league. So I think what you said right there about teams in front of them having some type of star plays a big part of them being ahead. Because, yeah, you really don't know who to give the ball to if it's 3 seconds on the clock with this team.
So in the offseason, let's take a look at the offseason moves from this Denver Nuggets team. I don't even know why I wasted my time with this animation, because they didn't acquire anybody. They didn't really lose anybody. They lost DJ Augustine, and that was about it. They drafted Jamal Murray at number 7, Juan Hernan Gomez at 15, and Malik Beasley at number 19.
I was a big fan of at least one of their 3 draft picks, and that being Jamal Murray, just because they drafted him. He's young. I feel like the Pelicans should have took him ahead of Buddy Hield, but that's another story. Just because he's so young, he shows that he has the potential to be something special, and they took a chance. And why not take a chance at this point? Yeah, we need to talk about how great their overseas scouting is, though. they have so many foreign players on this team that look like they can actually be legitimate players in this league. Not many teams can do that. Not many teams go overseas to scout these players like that. If you take a look at their rotation, so many foreign players.
This team has a lot of young potential. Not really much to talk about the offseason, though. I mean, as you see from this graphic, there's not much going on. So we can move on straight into the rotation of this Denver Nuggets team. The projected 2016 rotation: Emmanuel Mudiay, Gary Harris, Danilo Gallinari, Kenneth Faried, and Nikola Jokic. The bench looks like Jamal Murray, Will Barton, Wilson Chandler, Joffrey Laverne, and Jusuf Nurkic. That is an amazing bench.
Yeah, I agree with that. Their bench definitely is one of the better ones in the league. Will Barton emerged last year as a potential six-man of the year candidate. I thought he was going to get it.
He should have.
Of course, yeah, they went to the guy who's known for being six-man.
But Wilson Chandler and Will Barton, they're going to be keys off the bench or even possibly starting. If Danilo Gallinari and Wilson Chandler can stay healthy, this team is going to be a very, very dangerous team to compete against. And I feel like this team, out of all the teams we mentioned so far, and all the teams that we probably will mention in the future, this team is my sleeper pick to do some damage, making it into the playoffs. And the only reason why we have them this low, I have them this low, is because I can't force myself to put them above some of the teams that are up next. All around, this is a well-rounded team with no superstar, and we'll see how they do. So we can move on to the 2016 projections for this Denver Nuggets team. Over under, this Denver Nuggets team won 33 games and lost 49 games. It kills me that I have them at the 23rd spot when last year they were 22. Over under, where do you see them being this upcoming season?
I'll go over, not by much. I'd say 35 wins. I know you said you can see them sneaking into the playoffs, but I'm not too sure about that personally. So I would say 35. Their team did get a little bit better as far as, like, I'm guessing guys would just get better with age. If, for example, their starting point guard should get better, and some of the other younger guys should get better just because they have a little more experience in the league. But as we mentioned, they didn't do anything in the offseason, so they didn't acquire any pieces to immediately make them better. So 35 is where I'm going with it.
And I feel like 35 is the low that they could get. That's their absolute low, unless like Wilson Chandler gets injured again or Danilo Gallinari gets injured again. I see this team being anywhere from, like you said, 35 to 40 wins. A very, very possible 40-win team, and I hope they're able to accomplish that and prove me wrong and make me think to myself, I should have had this team 16th, I should have had this team 17th, or something along those lines, because I feel like this is going to be a very, very interesting team this upcoming season. So this team is better, but if you look at the league standings from last season, and if you look at this rank, this team got moved one spot down, and it kills me that I did that, but I can't put myself to put this team over some of the other teams. I really want the Denver Nuggets to succeed this upcoming season. So with that said, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like on it and share it on any social medias that you have. It's going to be an interesting one to discuss in the comment section below. Do you agree with our Denver Nuggets ranking, or do you disagree? Do you feel like they should be lower, or feel like me and they feel like you should be around the playoff area? So with that said, we really hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll talk to you in the next one.
Thank you guys so much for watching.